The Glowing Princess. A long, long time ago, there lived a king who fell very ill because of an evil enchantment. There was only one thing that could save him.
How is he?
This is a very strong enchantment, and there is only one medicine for this enchantment. But it is very, very difficult to find.
Tell me what it is, doctor. I shall go to the end of the world to find it.
We need the clay from a hare's burrow. The burrow should be at least 10 years old. And we need the soil within 3 days.
I'll find a burrow, all right. But how will I know how old it is?
You shall just have to take a risk.
The prince set out into the forest to find a hare's burrow. He rode along and hawed, but not a single hare could be seen. Until suddenly one hare shot across his path. The prince leapt off his horse to keep the hare in his view and ran behind it. He raced behind the hare and entered a cave that belonged to an evil giant. The giant saw the prince.
Now, who do we have here? A prince, is it? How dare you enter my cave?
I need the soil from a hare's burrow. Please, let me get that. My father's life depends on it. I shall come back and you can punish me all you want. But for now, please, let me chase the hare.
Am I a fool to let you go? You are going nowhere.
Oh! Let me go! Let me go, please!
For 2 days and 2 nights, the prince stayed in the box. He tried his best to get out, but he couldn't. He was sick with worry about his dear father. On the second night, the box was suddenly opened. The prince winced at a strange light, and he saw a maiden, the most glowing lady there ever could have been all in the wide world. I am the hare you followed the other day. The giant has enchanted me such that I become a hare by day and regain my true form at night. Quick! The giant is out. Run away before he comes back. And take this earth from a 10-year-old hare's burrow for your father. Go now.
Thank you so much, princess. Tell me, how can I help you?
Escape from here now. And then, when your father is well, go out and wander into the world. You will find a way to help me. Now leave. The prince did as he was told. He went into the palace and saved his father's life. And then, as the princess had said, he decided to wander around the world.
Father, now that you are well, there is a promise I must fulfill.
I understand, son. The princess saved my life. I permit you to do whatever you must to help her.
I must wander out into the world. But I shall not do it as a prince. I think I shall do it as an ordinary youth and see what trade I can learn.
Very well. All the best, son, and do come back soon.
So the prince left the palace as an ordinary youth. He wandered far when one night he met a fisherman at an inn.
Hey, young man, haven't seen you around before. You new here?
Yes, I'm looking for some trade to learn.
Then, why don't you come with me? I could use help from strong hands like yours. Care to become a fisherman?
Yes, I don't see why not.
So the prince went with the fisherman and learned the trade of fishing. The prince worked so hard that the fisherman was pleased. When the time came for the prince to move on, the fisherman gave him a net.
This net was given to me by a wizard. No fish in the world is strong enough to break it. Take this with you.
Thank you so much.
And so the prince moved on. When he was hungry, he fished. When he needed money, he sold fish. And thus he continued wandering, till eventually he reached a new kingdom, the palace of which shone with 1,000 bright lights at night. He asked a passerby about it.
My man, I'm new here. Please tell me, why is the place decorated thus? Is there a special occasion tonight?
Oh, the palace is decorated like this every night. The king, as a proud father, celebrates the beauty of our princess. And the king challenges all to tell him of a lady who glows more than his own daughter. Nobody has ever come with news of a maiden more gorgeous than our princess.
But why such emphasis only on beauty?
It is just the pride of a father. Our princess is very well acquainted with all sorts of sports and arts.
But she does secretly wish that someone would find a woman who glows more than her, so that her father would end this celebration. She finds it most embarrassing.
Maybe I can help the princess.
So the prince went to the king's court.
Your Highness, I know of a maiden as glowing as the sun itself.
You are the ordinary fisherman? Know of a maiden as glowing as the sun?
Yes.
Very well, I give you a week. Let her come to the court here.
Your Highness, I do not agree to having a lady prove her beauty. If I bring her here for the benefit of your princess, promise me that you shall receive her as an honored royal guest.
I give you my word. But mind you, if you fail to bring her here, you shall be punished.
I agree.
So the prince went back to the forest in his kingdom and found his way to the giant's cave. But try as he might, he could not find an entrance to it, for it was flooded all around, and it was impossible to get through it. The prince decided to dive into the water when he heard a call. Prince, wait!
Who are you?
I am the princess's godmother. I know you are the prince who she had told me about.
How did you recognize me in the garb of a fisherman?
She told me that you have smiling eyes.
Oh, where is she?
After she let you out, the giant got so angry at her that he locked her up in the same box he had imprisoned you in. And when she is a hare, she cannot come out of the cave, for he creates such a flood around it. So she must keep to the box. The water inside is guarded by a huge savage fish. I know how to get into the cave from the burrow she had made as a hare, but we cannot come out the same way.
Do not worry. Just go inside the cave and lie in the same box as her. The box is wooden, so it will float. I am a strong swimmer. I shall be able to pull you out.
But what about the fish?
I have a net which no fish is strong enough to break. You do not worry about that. Go to the princess now.
So the old woman went inside the cave through the burrow and got into the wooden box with the princess. The prince cast a net in the flood and the fish was caught in it. The prince swam into the cave and pulled the box out. Soon they were out of the forest. Oh, prince, you saved me. Thank you.
There is a favor I must ask of you.
Yes? The prince told the princess and her godmother all about the king and his daughter.
I would have never asked you to accompany me there, but I hear that the princess herself is tired of the king bragging about her beauty. and wishes that someone more gorgeous would come to the kingdom so that her misery would end once and for all.
I understand. And of course, I shall accompany you. It is good that the king holds the festivities at night. I shall be myself then.
How can the giant's enchantment on you be broken forever?
It can be broken if I walk through a mist of gold. So they traveled to the kingdom, but when they reached the palace, the prince made a strange request. He got a wooden box and asked the princess to lie inside. Then he carried the box to the palace.
Where is the maiden you say is more beautiful than my daughter?
Your Highness, she is in the box.
Is this the joke? The glowing maiden is in a box.
I do not find it amusing, young man.
Just give me a little while, Your Highness. Can your treasury spare me some gold dust? I assure you can punish me all you like, but just bear with me for a few minutes.
Very well. Get him a barrel of gold dust.
The dust must be put into pipes to be blown into, so that it rises up like a golden mist.
Your Highness is wasting our time. If he does, he shall pay for it. For now, let us trust what he says.
So the gold dust was filled into the pipes, and 100 gods were stationed to blow into it, so that the dust rose up like a thick golden mist. Thick enough. The godmother opened the box, and the princess got up. She walked out from the golden mist. Her enchantment was finally broken, and the entire court sat mesmerized in her immense beauty.
My lady, you are indeed the most glowing woman in the world.
See, Father, now please stop regaling about my beauty to everyone. Spare me this daily embarrassment. I stand for so much more than mere beauty.
I am sorry, my dear, a fisherman. How did you?
The prince told the king everything about himself and the princess. The king arranged for them to go back to the prince's kingdom, where they were married and lived happily ever after. The giant never bothered them again, but they too were careful never to venture near his cave again. And the king learned that beauty is not everything.